Hey guys, hi, welcome back once again. My name is Vaishali and today I'd like to talk about a certain concept of standardization that we humans have created. So we as a human species have created the concept of standardization, which helps us understand a reference point to understanding a certain system or to understanding a certain way of functioning. Now, in order to give you an understanding about this certain concept of standardization that we humans have created, I'd like to give you a certain backdrop. So I was walking in the morning and I happened to come across this absolutely beautiful plant and I was mesmerized with it. I was awestruck and I just stood transfixed. I was just admiring the beauty of the nature. So I saw this and I saw this and I noticed that there's a variety of green that the nature has given us. I noticed this and I noticed this and I saw the difference in the pattern. I saw the different shape of the two different leaves coming out from the same plant. And I was so mesmerized that I kept walking closer to the plant. I was so awestruck that I just could not stop my steps and I just kept walking and I came across this and this from the same plant, a beautiful bright pink and an olive green color with little shades and little spurts of darker green here and there. I also came across this. Shades of darker green, of lighter green, of orange, of peach, of yellow, and I just kept moving alongside the spread of this plant. And trust me, these were just a few samples that I could get from the variety that the plant had to offer. And as I stood there was this another part of me that started to come up. And it's a very analytical part of me that started to come up and started to say a few words to me. It started to inquire, it started to question as to how come there are so many varieties of greens and so many different shades of greens and so many different hues of pink and orange and olive in the same plant. How come a same plant produces uniquely different leaves? And how come the leaf also has the ability to keep transforming its own colors? And yes, even the plant has a certain standard format wherein the shape, the outline, the silhouette of the leaf is the same, but it does not ensure that both the leaves cannot be unique in their own selves despite having certain similarities. How come a plant enables its own leaves to blossom in so many uniquely different ways? And how come we humans tend to get constricted and constructed in the ways we standardize our norms? So yes, when we create this and this and this, it helps us understand that these are cookies or biscuits as we call them, and these can be used as a snack, but these then are not unique. These then are not different. Yes, they might be perfect. They might be exactly the same, but they've lost their uniqueness. Yes, we all can know what it tastes like, but this cookie tastes no different from this cookie, and this cookie tastes no different from these two. Likewise, we also have tried to encapsulate nature in these standardized formats. So all of these flowers, the artificial ones, they look exactly the same. Yes, they don't go bad. Yes, they can be dusted off and reused, but they don't have uniqueness in them. They don't have a flower. This entire thing doesn't have a single flower that is uniquely its own self when compared to another flower. This flower is exactly like this flower and is exactly like this flower and is exactly like this flower. So if I were to ask somebody, or even if I were to ask myself as to which is one flower that I would prefer out of so many flowers, I actually would not have any choice because they are exactly the same. So yes, maybe there's beauty in having a standard reference point to understanding something. Yes, there is beauty in having a particular shape wherein I can say that the two leaves come from the same plant, but maybe there's a better place for uniqueness. And maybe there's beauty in understanding that the standards that we have created are just helpful as a reference point for us to understand a certain thing, but they are not the absolute constructs. Because even nature has made certain standards with regards to this particular shape, to this particular plant, but it has not diminished the uniqueness of all of these leaves. It has not taken away the aspect that every leaf is entitled to grow in its own color, to flourish and to thrive in its own color, to even shed its own color and to even transform its own color. So maybe it's time that we just pause a little bit. Maybe it's time that we understand that the standards are there as a reference point for us to help us understand certain concepts that are not concrete. Maybe it's time that we understand that even nature has created standard formats, but there is uniqueness. There is a unique beauty about all of these standardized formats as well. Because unless we understand that all of the standardized concepts are just reference points, they become such a big part of our subconscious that we get stuck with those standardized concepts. That those standardized concepts then begin to shape us rather than we trying to shape our own selves. Let's try and think about that a little more, and I will see you once again the next week. Till then, stay tuned in. And guys, if you do like the contents of my videos, please do like, share and subscribe.